Hi, good day everyone. So welcome to the first episode of Teaching Literary Criticism. So our specific topic for today's episode is all about new historicism. So, introduction. So, new historicism acknowledges that any criticism of a work is necessarily tinged with a critic's belief, social structure, and so on. So, most new historicists may begin a critical reading of a novel by explaining themselves, their backgrounds, and their prejudices. So to further understand what is a new historicism is all about, let's begin first by knowing the person who is behind this critical theory, or someone who is considered as the leading proponent or a prominent figure of this critical theory. So his name is Stephen Greenblatt. Stephen Greenblatt is an American literary critic, theorist, and scholar. So his work have been influential since the early 1980s when he introduced the term cultural poetics or new historicism. So in addition, Greenblatt has written and edited numerous books and articles relevant to new historicism, the study of culture, Renaissance studies, and Shakespeare studies. Another thing, so new historicism sharply rejects new criticism notion of close reading of a text in an isolated situation. So new historicism asserts that a text should be studied in its context. So for example, a phenomenon in Iran which is Ahmadi Nihad. So in traditional historical approach, it only discusses his words, biography, and his acts in a particular time of the political history in Iran. But in new historicism, it doesn't analyze the phenomenon in an isolated manner, rather asks why and how the phenomenon happened, which it says that it was the passive voice of lower middle class in society that their economical needs brought Ahmadi Nihad to power. So, in addition, new historicism gives more focuses about interpretation of events rather than facts. So, for example, Columbus arrives in America. In traditional historical approach, it will only say about Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1942. Finland thought it was India, when they find people there, call them Indians, and led to European settlements and trade in the New World. So those are only with traditional historical approach, but new historicism is different because it will gonna ask you series of questions, like for example, who wrote the story of Columbus, what biases are involved, and what do we know about the Native Americans' perspective? Would it tell a different story? And maybe it will also ask what's being left out of the story and why. So there you go, folks, our conclusion. So the first one is new historicism situates literary object within historical discursive network and context. The second one would be new historicism tends to discuss more about neglected subjects such as post-colonial, African-American, and some economical issues as well. And the third one would be new historicists attend primarily to the historical and cultural condition of its production, meanings, effects, and also of its later critical interpretation and evaluation. So, thank you very much, guys. I hope you learn a lot. Bye!